You would think that stating no in writing would be sufficient, particularly in regards to a private boat I own that is anchored at a marina, and that I pay for insurance under my name, which is obviously outside the purview of the HOA. However, Karen, our local self-proclaimed queen of regulation, must have mistook private property for a community toy. Greetings from Prodigy Tales. Be sure to subscribe and like your excellent HOA. She began by sending one of her signature guilt trip emails. We're searching for a special location for our monthly HOA event, and your boat would be ideal. It's essentially a landmark in the community. I responded in 10 minutes. Absolutely not. I didn't hold back. In fact, I reminded her that I hadn't granted authorization and brought up liability concerns in the marina policy, thinking that would be the end of it. I had to take a plane out of town for a family funeral a few days later. Before I left, I made sure the boat was in good condition, turned off the ignition, closed the cabin, and double-checked the dock lines. Recently, I connected my phone to a Ring camera that I had installed at the dock. Around 8:47 p.m. on a Saturday, I received a motion alert just in case. Unbelievably, Karen was in full party mode when I opened the stream and saw folks getting on my boat in the dark. 3 HOA board members in golf polo shirts and boat shoes were following her, each with a speaker system, plastic cups, and a wine glass in hand. One of them waved at the camera as if it were a picture opportunity. My neighbor was my emergency contact at the marina, so I called him right away. Following a few uncomfortable pauses, he acknowledged that Karen had visited earlier, and that I had instructed her to get the boat key from him for a scheduled occasion. He claimed that she exuded confidence and that he didn't want to question her. I rewatched the clip 3 times, paying particular attention to the line when Karen said, "He'll get over it. It's not like we're damaging anything." I sat back and stared at my screen, trying to control the nuclear-grade wrath that was rising inside of me. Spoiler alert, they were going to seriously harm their reputations, and I was going to let the sea handle the rest. I could have contacted the police or the marina workers at that moment, but it felt too simple and clean. These weren't merely ignorant neighbors. They were conceited, haughty individuals who believed that other people should bear the consequences. Karen had deceived, coerced, and unlawfully entered my boat. There was no miscommunication. That was deliberate trespassing. Rather than stopping them, I started working after reviewing the app for my boat. Yes, my boat has a dedicated app. The year is 2025. I kept it that way after remotely disabling the motor. However, only last year, I had the dock ropes fitted, with a motorized release mechanism that was Wi-Fi enabled in case I ever needed to leave without going onto the dock. The lines could be automatically released with a single tap, and then I recalled the tide timetable. It was the ideal combination tonight. I got a drink, relaxed in my hotel room, and watched the dock cam while Karen gave a tour of the bridge, as if she had bought it herself. There was a light offshore breeze, an outgoing tide, and just enough current to gently nudge the boat away from the marina if it wasn't tethered. As if it were a frat party, one board member was dancing and another was urinating over the side. I launched the boat control app and selected release lines. The boat drifted gently. No one noticed at first, since Karen was too preoccupied with trying to go live on Instagram while mumbling something about an exclusive HOA yacht night. But you could see it on their faces in a matter of minutes. The background began to change. The dock was eroding. As the pier's lights dimmed, Karen eventually put her phone down. She dashed to the rear. "Why are we relocating?" And somebody attempted the ignition dead. Someone other staggered around looking for a paddle that looked like a canoe. "Who's driving this thing?" someone shouted. No one. Not even them. No more. I created an official report using the Coast Guard app. It's possible that the vessel was taken without authorization. Last observed floating to the east of Marina. I am the owner, and I posted copies of the text and my Ring film, explicitly denying use. I wasn't trapping them. I was only recording a crime, and I let gravity and saltwater take care of the rest. The Chardonnay buzz had given way to panic by the time the boat had sailed at least half a mile from the wharf. Waving her phone around in an attempt to get a signal, Karen was pacing the deck like a squirrel on Adderall. When they passed the Marina's Wi-Fi bubble, the live stream stopped, leaving her audience with a single hazy frame of a board member shoving a shrimp cocktail into his pockets. They were suburban control freaks who mistakenly believed that Starboard was a brand of yoga mats, not boars. The boat's tracking beacon provided me with GPS even after the ring cam lost visibility. It displayed a dejected small dot drifting with the stream while gently spinning in open sea. I looked at the prediction for marine weather. A long night ahead, calm seas and no storms. Perfect. The drama broke out in the HOA group chat that I was discreetly sent months ago by a former board member. The boat simply drifted away. Does anyone know how to operate this device? Karen claimed that he was okay with it and that he would comprehend that we are representing the community and that we are stranded. I couldn't stop laughing, Karen, because they weren't in danger. Not yet, but they were completely powerless, and every moment they spent outside served as a perfectly legitimate reminder of how horribly they had messed up. The Coast Guard then called me, "Sir, we received your information and will send a unit to find the ship. Are you in danger right now?" No, they boarded without my permission after I claimed, "I'm watching the location from here. Every action has a record. I'll be happy to email the video to you." They thanked me and promised to get in touch with me again. The GPS indicated that the boat had stuck in a sluggish loop an hour later. Most likely someone attempted to anchor it, believing that an anchor functions similarly to a parking brake. Returning to the HOA chat room. In order to prevent this from getting worse, Karen was pleading with people not to call the police. It's too late. Phones were dying, the wine had run out, and it seemed that Karen's reputation as a leader had, too. They received a marine instruction in exchange for a party. The boat was eventually seized by the Coast Guard at approximately 7 miles offshore at 3 a.m. Karen was crying. Greg had vomited over the starboard side, and one board member was curled up under a beach towel whispering about conspiracies involving jellyfish, according to the officer's later report. There were only damaged egos and severe embarrassment, no injuries or freezing. At 6 in the morning, I received a call from the responding officer, "Sir, we have secured your vessel, and I would like to reiterate that you never granted them authorization. I have ring footage, text messages, and a witness who attests that they coerced their way onto it. Do you want me to email you everything right away?" A silence was followed by a quiet laugh. "Everything is good now." That next day, I received a follow-up. Unauthorized usage of a vessel was recorded by the Coast Guard as a federal offense. They forwarded everything to my insurance company and local law police, but they did not pursue criminal charges. Since the fools were able to damage the hull while attempting to drop an anchor, naturally, Karen attempted to change the story. She said I had planned the entire affair as a trap and called an urgent HOA board meeting to clear up any misunderstandings. Sadly for her, the neighbor she deceived into giving me my key attested to the fact, and everyone watched the video of her smiling at the camera as she boarded. That same evening, she was ousted from her role as HOA president by a 6-1 vote. Greg abstained, likely still feeling seasick. Legally, I had choices. If I had wanted to go all the way, I could have filed a lawsuit for trespassing, marine infractions, and even mental distress. Instead, I bill the HOA directly for all repairs and cleaning costs, itemized with photographic proof like Karen does. I had my lawyer write a formal demand letter after they resisted. 2 days later, the payment was received. Then I performed. The most fulfilling thing of all, I sent a composed business-like email with the subject line, "Friendly reminder respecting private property," to every member of the HOA mailing list. There were 3 bullet points in it. I don't hire my boat. It is still illegal to lie to neighbors in order to get access. There won't be a gentle tide the next time. No responses, just quiet. The conclusion. To see more HOA showdowns like this one, please like and subscribe. Do you believe Karen received what she was due? Leave a comment below.